Even if you are certain you deserve real love, do you ever feel there is some bullshit outside your control sabotaging every relationship? Like, no matter how perfectly you play it, love keeps slipping through your fingers. It's your attachment style, secretly running the show, and you are gonna learn how to fix in this video. Today I researched why do we chase people who can't return our love, and more importantly, how to end that toxic cycle. I found answers based on psychological research and I will explain them to you in the simplest way possible. How to change your attachment style. Attachment styles are emotional software installed in childhood, long before your first crush, way before your first heartbreak. Now they control everything: who you attract, how quickly you push someone away, even how deeply you fall. Most people have no clue they are stuck in this cycle. They just suffer the symptoms: anxiety, fear, detachment, manipulation, and constant self-sabotage. But here's the kicker: your attachment style isn't fixed. You can break the pattern, you write your emotional code, and finally stop ruining good things or chasing bad ones. Ready to debug your brain, fix your wiring, and stop love from over. Let's get into it. To fix ourselves, first we need to understand deeply what is attachment style. Attachment style is how people connect with others emotionally, especially in relationships. It starts in childhood and depends on how our parents cared for us. If their actions were consistent, our attachment tends to develop as secure. If they weren't, it can lead to other styles, such as anxious or avoidant. We'll come to these next. You may think you act in your relationships based on logic or love, but it usually comes from your attachment style. Most of us follow this pattern without realizing it, and we end up feeling anxious or unlovable. Attachment style is your usual pattern for closeness, safety, and support in relationships. Think of it as an internal map that guides you how you read signals, ask for care, and react to distance. That map comes from a built-in attachment system in the brain that keeps us near the key people, so we stay protected. This need is not a flaw, it is part of human biology and goes back to our evolution. We were selected to single out of few special people and make them precious, because staying close once means survival. The attachment system pushes us to protest when closeness feels at risk, and it comes when we feel safe and held. Over time, your brain builds a working model for love. It's a set of expectations, feelings, and habits that guide how we connect. It shapes how we ask for care, how we handle tension, and how we return to calm. These patterns can shift with new experiences, but they often feel stable. Why would I care attachment style? Your attachment style matters because it shapes how you see love. It decides if closeness feels safe or scary, if being distant feels good or lonely. Understanding your style means you can finally make sense of your romantic decisions. You can spot problems early, avoid unnecessary drama, and stop blaming yourself for things you didn't understand before. You'll see clearly why some conflicts happen repeatedly. Think of it like finally being able to see clearly instead of walking blindfolded through every relationship. Once you know your attachment style, everything starts making sense. That habit of falling for people who treat you badly finally has an explanation, and I will explain to you. Those moments when you feel distant or overly clingy become clear. Understanding your attachment style doesn't just explain your past, it can heal your style and create a healthier connections in the future. Relationships stop feeling like emotional traps. Instead, you approach connections with clarity, feeling prepared to make healthier choices. So instead of panicking every time a partner becomes distant or pushing away, someone who truly cares. Imagine finally feeling relaxed in relationships, secure in your own place, and able to love without hurting yourself. That's why knowing your attachment style is essential. It's your chance to take control, break free from old emotional habits, and finally build the healthy, lasting love you deserve. Now let's take a closer look at overview. Attachment styles. Anxious attachment keeps scanning for reassurance and possible danger. Closeness feels urgent, so small gaps can trigger worry and overthinking. You may protest, test or chase, pull care back into reach. Avoidant attachment favors self-reliance and limits emotional closeness. Closeness can feel like a loss of space, so you downplay need and pull away. You manage stress alone, keep topics on the surface, and exit when pressure rises. Disorganized attachment pulls you towards safety while also sparking fear of closeness. The system sends mixed signals, so you may swing between approach and escape. You want connection but expect harm, which makes trust and steady repair hard. These styles are learned patterns, not life sentences, and they can evolve with safe bonds and practice. Let's take a closer look at attachment styles. First one, anxious attachment. Let's say there is a child and he's hungry. His parents give him food. And other day, his parents don't give him food, and then give it again. This child starts to thinking, it's inconsistency, completely random, I can't rely on that. And that child starts to fear of abandonment. As an adult, this person desires constant closeness. They see relationships as blended or even completely blended. They want to share space, time and plans most of the time. When you date someone who is anxious attachment guy, you think you find the perfect person. He loves everything I like. They are so very nice, very sportive, never seem unhappy. They rarely show anger and try to keep you happy because they are afraid to lose you. They see relationships as a fragile matter. If it doesn't act in the right way, it may fall apart and break. They tend to insecure in the relationship. If they don't act perfectly, their partner leave them. They think they are not worth dating. They are trying to make their moments perfectly in every single time. They get preoccupied with relationship and think a lot. They avoid open conflict and use indirect strategies. They play a lot of games and they are very manipulative because they can't overtly tell you what they are upset about. If they tell you why, their partners could be upset and will leave them. So instead of talking with you, they are suppressing their emotions and replacing with manipulative acts. If I can make you guilty for checking your ex Instagram and you stop to choose to spend time with me instead, that's a winning in my book. If you start pulling away from me, I'll flirt with someone else to make you jealous. And if that doesn't work, maybe I will sleep with them. I'm gonna punish you. The nuclear option, if I have to. This system is triggered by your distance. People are pulling away, you will activate the anxious attachment system to rope people in. They'll use whatever they need to bring you all back together. Their emotional regulation is hard and feels swing fast. Morning, you are my favorite person. I can't wait to see you. 10 minutes later. Why you didn't reply? Whatever, I'm done. 2 minutes after. Sorry, I freaked out. Can you just call me please? I just need you. They may also play hard to get, then chase. They use emotional games to get their needs met. Oh, you sent me a follow request. Declined. Oh, second request. Nice. Declined again. Sent me another. Third one came in. Nope, still no. One more. Oh, fourth request. Okay, now I'll accept. No, you can go out with me. No, you are worth dating. Anxiously attached people will use sex to enhance intimacy. It's a tool to bring them closer to their partner. Avoidant attachment. Let's say there's a child who wants to share himself. Day one, he brings a drawing to show. And the parent says, not now, I'm busy. No eye contact, no hug. Day 2, he says he was scared at school. The parent replies, token up, don't be soft. Day 3, he prays only when he handles everything alone and doesn't make a fuss. This child starts thinking, when I show need, I get shut down. When I act like I don't need anyone, I get something. The child feels vulnerable. And if he connects with others, he will get hurt. He learns to go solo. As an adult, closeness triggers his system. When a partner comes close, he pushes away. When they back off, he returns to keep it. Not too close, not too far. The middle in the arrow. When he relies on others, he ends up disappointed. To prevent this, he pushes people away to protect himself. His system triggered by closeness. Avoidant is very confusing because when their partner gets too close, they push them away. But once the partner pulls back, they want them again. For example, they might stop texting because things feel too close. The other person thinks, so okay, I guess he doesn't want to talk. So they also stop texting. Then suddenly, the avoidant reaches out again. Not because they want deep closeness, but because they want the other person right in the middle. Not too close, not too far. They limit intimacy to protect themselves. They send mixed signals when a partner moves closer. When you lean it, they push away to get space. When you accept the distance, they return to pull you back. They prefer middle zone. Not too close, not too far. They want separate situations. No overlap. You are there, I'm here. You stay in your line, I stay in my mind. And that's okay. They don't like unnecessary merging. That's how they feel safe. Anything more feels unnecessary. No need to mix it all up. That closeness feels like a trap for them. They want a perfect partner. Someone who's 100% vulnerable but never hurts or disappoints them. That's what perfect means to them. They focus on small mistakes just to use them as a reason to break up. The real goal is push people away. The hidden goal is distance, not repair. They may idolize first and then devalue as an exit. This cycle confuses partners and blocks steady trust. Devaluing the man becomes an excuse for them. Avoidant people will use sex as a barrier to intimacy. Like, we're just gonna keep it physical. No emotions involved. This attachment style is very rare and often doesn't appear in the usual cycle. Imagine a child who isn't fed, isn't comforted, and is verbally abused all day. They've likely experienced serious trauma. Disorganized attachment shows both high anxiety and high avoidance. It can feel like one foot on the gas and one on the brake. You want closeness and also fear it at the same time. The attachment system looks for safety and also prepares to defend. You may rush toward comfort and then pull away quickly. You may freeze or go blank when feeling rise. Small cues can trigger big alarm in the body. Old memories can color how you read the present. Partners see mixed signals and feel confused or tired. Trust feels fragile and rules seem unclear. Protest behavior can appear in sharp swings, tests, or sudden distance. A steady secure base helps the system calm and focus again. Ask for simple availability and quick reassurance during stress. Short check-ins and warm returns make closeness feel safer. Name one clear need and one small step you can accept today. Leave room for brief breaks and then return on time. Choose slow pacing that keeps both people within comfort. With repetition, safety grows and reactions soften. Closeness can stop feeling like a trap and start to feel possible. Secure attachment. They are able to compromise in the relationship when needed, finding middle ground instead of insisting on being right. They know how to communicate in the relationship, openly sharing ideas, needs, and boundaries. They are not afraid to vocalize their thoughts and feelings, even when it's uncomfortable or vulnerable. They can tolerate mistakes through empathy, understanding that no one is perfect and that intent matters. They are quick to forgive and don't hold grudges, choosing connection over resentment. Secure partners compromise when needed and seek middle ground instead of insisting on being right. Open communication flows, sharing needs, ideas, establishing clear boundaries, speaking up about thoughts and feeling happens, even when it feels uncomfortable or raw. Mistakes are met with empathy, since no one achieves perfection on purpose. Forgiveness comes swiftly, and grudges are dropped for the sake of genuine closeness. Empathy became second nature because understanding was once shown back. Feelings another's pains and seeing their perspective makes forgiveness easier. If someone forgets their birthday, they feel hurt, but also understand the reason. They might think you are stressed at work, I get it. This understanding makes them more forgiving in relationship. They don't feel trapped or exhausted in love and are not afraid of commitment. Intimacy through sex deepens emotional bonds, not serving as a barrier or shield. Lives blend in tune with each other. Some correspond together, others carry it solo. Natural flow replaces forced merging, keeping individually intact. Tasks like laundry, bills, or work are handled flexibly, without over-attachment. Balance and respect guide both shared routines and separate responsibilities. Why do anxious and avoidant people attract each other so much? Anxious energy moves toward closeness. Avoidant energy moves toward space. When these two met, they fit like a lock and key. You lean in, they step back. They step back, you lean in more. Both nervous systems feel busy, so the bond feels intense. For someone with anxious attachment, the worst case scenario is dating someone with an avoidant attachment style. The avoidant keeps running, the anxious keep chasing, and neither of them is actually happy. It's a match made in hell. One craves intimacy, other craves space. You see the pull-push as chemistry, not mismatch. Short-warm moments act like a hype, then distance returns and cycle restarts. Mixed signals keep hope alive. The avoidance sends a little warmth, then cools off. The anxious mind treats that small warmth like a promise. So you wait, analyze and try harder. Meanwhile, the avoidant feels safer when you stop pressing. That relief pulls them back for another round. Two opposite alarms keep each other on. Anxious people struggle to articulate their feelings, and avoidant people are emotional numb. They don't even know what they're feeling. Can you actually change your style? Or are you stuck with it? Yes, you can change. Attachment style is a pattern, not a prison. Method 1. Date secure. The fastest way to fix your attachment style is by dating someone who is securely attached. They can literally help rewire your system. But you might be thinking, how am I supposed to find a secure guy? That's impossible. Don't worry, we've got other solutions and we'll get into those next. Let's break it down with examples. Say you are anxiously attached and dating a secure person. One day, you feel like a distant and instead of spiraling, you ask them what's going on. They calmly reassure you, saying everything is fine and they were just busy. You start to realize there is no need to panic, because they are not leaving, they are solid. Over time, your system starts shifting towards secure attachment. Now, flip it. You are an avoidant and you suddenly feel too close. You ask for space and they actually get it. They give you space without drama. When you're ready to come back, they don't guilt trip you. They just say, I'm here. When you are, slowly your nervous system starts to learning that intimacy isn't a threat. Little by little, you shift from avoidant to secure. Method 2. Intersubjectivity. Let's say you are an anxious attachment. Actually, you have internal emotional needs, and when you date someone, you defaultly ask yourself, can I make this person happy? However, you should ask, will this person be able to satisfy my needs? Asking this question shifts the focus back to your own emotional safety. And when you realize that you are doing typical anxious behaviors like spam texting, guilt tripping, subtly punishing them, disable them. Notice the urge to act and pause before reacting. That means self-regulation like breathing exercise or a short walk. Recognize the problem and solve it on your own. It kinda looks very simple, but it can take time to shape your style into secure. You may relapse into old patterns, but that's a part of the process. Track your emotional triggers and how you respond to them. If you have an avoidant attachment style, the first step is to understand your emotions. Expressing how you feel means actually doing the inner work. This means becoming aware of feelings you usually ignore. Start by naming your feelings during moments of stress. Simple words like angry, sad, or scared are enough. Things like focusing on your partner's flaws, creating physical distance, making excuses, pulling away, dating other people, or choosing emotionally unavailable partners. All of these are ways to avoid closeness out of fear. These are protective behaviors rooted in your old experiences. They might have helped you feel in control, but they limit connection now. You can challenge these habits step by step. You are not weak for needing someone. You are human. You need to learn how to recognize emotional signal, and then you recognize your automatic reaction to it. That signal might be tightness in your chest, tension in your jaw, or a racing heart. Pause before acting and ask yourself, what am I really feeling? This question opens space between reaction and response. That's how we start changing the pattern. Awareness gives you a choice, and choice leads to change. Repeating this process builds self-awareness and rewires your habits. Neural pathways shift through repetition, not perfection. It gets easier as your brain creates new emotional pathways. Give yourself time. This work is slow but powerful. Method 3. Mentalization. This method is a little bit about being mindful. If you are dating someone, he has his own mind and you have your own mind. Our brain creates outcome based on all our past experiences. And another human being has his own brain, which leads him to act depending on his experiences. Each brain collects different memories, fears, and patterns from the past. Reactions are not random. They are shaped by history. People People with secure attachment do this mentalization process very well. They can easily forgive you because they put themselves in your shoes. What would I feel if I were you? They understand why you forgot their birthday, because you were busy. It's easy for them to forgive. They don't take things too personally all the time. They know others have reasons for their actions. That kind of thinking lowers emotional reactivity. They feel safe enough to give others the benefit of the doubt. They believe that most of mistakes are not made with bad intent. The second thing is, you have your mind and I have mine, and we are blending them together. It's not about finding out who's right or wrong. It's about acknowledging that you have a particular belief, I have a different belief, and we find a way to make it work together. That's the true goal. Sometimes compromise means just listening without fixing anything. It helps other person feel heard and safe. Understanding doesn't mean agreement, but it builds connection. Accepting different ideas allows both people to grow. When two people respect each other's thoughts, trust builds naturally. It's not a fight for control, it's a teamwork. Method 1. Date secure. Date someone secure. They stay calm and don't guilt you. Over time, you feel safe and stop overthinking. They teach your brain that love is safe. Method 2. Intersubjectivity. Ask if they meet your needs, not if you make them happy. Pause before acting on anxiety. Feelings are not always facts. Name your emotions and breathe. Method 3. Mentalization. They have their own mind, you have yours. Secure people imagine your view. They forgive, they don't attack. Understanding builds trust, not control. Once you start to apply the appropriate option for you, you'll be more secure attachment person become. Damn bro,